Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I wanted to start this video off because I do appreciate your guys' feedback. As you guys give me information or questions about what you like, or just questions about what I've found that I've liked, it helps me to prepare these videos and share new things with you guys. And so one of you viewers, actually several of you, commented about, hey, what about these Pittsburghs? And can you make a video about them? And I especially wanted to do it for this Pittsburgh because we just wrapped up the Carlisle video, my last video. Feel free to hop back and take a look at that video where we go into depth of my all-time favorite Roto. But I think it's worth mentioning, and it's worth doing a video on Pittsburgh or Harbor Freight's Pittsburgh Pro line of their Roto ratchets. And stay tuned because I want to talk about some details I like about it, and whether or not this is an altogether best buy, or maybe there's something else that's in there that's better. But I wanted to go through this video and give you guys that heads up. So that being said, I've got 3 of their ratchets here. I got their 1/2-inch drive, and we'll just let you see here. This is how it comes. Obviously, no packaging other than this. Basically, it fastens inside there and hangs from a pegboard there at Harbor Freight. But it's a Pittsburgh Pro 1/2-inch drive, quick release swivel head ratchet. As you guys all know, Rotos rotate 270 degrees, right? You have a lot of extra rotation all the way around with these, so they're super maneuverable. And they are chrome vanadium, so chrome vanadium steel body, along with the chrome moly drive. So definitely nice high-end products when it comes to these ratchets. And it comes with that rubber cushion handle. I think that's a stretch. Yeah, it's got a harder plastic here, and then it's got like this rubber overmolding down in this section, but I wouldn't say it's cushy by any means. It's still somewhat rough. And reversible push button quick release. Yeah, these ones are all push button quick releases, which help facilitate an easy removal and retention of sockets. So again, 1/2-inch, and then the part numbers, they're all right next to each other, but the part number for this 1/2-inch drive is 96783. As you go down to the 3/8, that changes to 96782, and then the 1/4-inch you turn into 96781. So those are all 3 of the ratchets, and their designs are relatively the same all throughout. They just size them up or size them down as needed for each one. Now, specifically in this video, I'm going to focus more so on the 3/8 inch drive because I tend to use this one the most. Next would be the 1/4-inch, and as you can tell, I still have this one in the packaging for the 1/2-inch drive. But I finally pulled the trigger on a 1/2-inch drive because I'll be honest with you, I tend to use other ratchets, longer breaker bars or longer ratchets that aren't necessarily a swivel head, right? Because you're really putting some pressure on those fasteners when you're in the 1/2-inch drive range. So, but still a great fit for the right application. That being said, I've got 2 here. I've actually had a Roto. This is my original Roto ratchet that I bought from Harbor Freight. Oh shoot, this is probably 20 years old now. And the handle was actually very much the same. It was actually red though. Instead of being this green color, it was a red. But with time, with grease, with heat, with pressure, back when I didn't have as many tools, I used this one a lot more than I probably should have. And actually, the handle slipped off. And so the tang on these, I use this because they're almost virtually identical. The steel tang actually only goes about halfway in and stops. So this is all just plastic buffer back here, no metal material. So this popped off, and then I came across another handle and decided to, heat it up and stick it on here. And it's actually worked great because it's extended the length, and it's been a great ratchet. So any of you guys who have the older ratchets, I actually kind of like these. It's actually neat here too. They actually looks like they laser etched chrome molybdenum made in Taiwan. Yeah, and all theirs are made in Taiwan when it comes to these Roto ratchets. So another great feature to them. But yeah, this was the original one that I had, and you can see there's a little bit of chrome coming off here and there because I've used it a bunch. Now what I like about this specific unit is, and the new ones aren't as bad either, but this selector switch And even the button, I prefer more on the older unit. Now the selector actually used a slightly different metal. It's not quite as poorly cast as the newer ones that if you go to Harbor Freight now, this is the one that you'd pick up. And it's still fine. It's still better than actually a lot of selector switches in that the ergonomics are still good. You can still get it on with one finger and change your direction. So that is still a nice feature. And it's still metal. You know, it looks like it's a cast steel. It could be another metal. Hard to say. But that being said, it is metal. It's not plastic. It's not anything else. It is a steel-like substance, which I really appreciate because these ratchets get smacked and hit all over the place. This one, however, is even a harder, nicer steel. I mean, I've smacked this a bunch. Even the profile, right? This one tends to taper off at the corners, gives you that smooth transition. This older one, I mean, it really digs into you, and it actually makes it really simple to do the selector switch. So I like this one the most. And with time, I think the quality's just gone down a teeny bit. I find that the rest of the ratchet, right, dimensions-wise, is still very much the same. We could check for the bolt in the side. They went from a Torx to a hex, which is okay. But overall dimensions and size appear to be the same, right? Even all the way down here to the slot, to the end, everything is still the same. Go pop off the sockets, take a look. Sorry guys, get you back in here. I mean, still good. Now fit and finish, as far as fitting sockets on the end, you know, fits good. This one's obviously well used, but a little bit of wobble on there. But the newer one, the head's obviously nice and tight. These rotos stay nice and tight naturally. But overall, great. A downside to rotos, especially the push button ones, is you cannot service them. So if you ever have problems or they break, this is a pressed in retention pin. And that's put in when this quick release button's put in. And so once you release that and that ball's in, they can no longer come out. So there's no way of servicing this without destroying the head. So that being said, if this ever goes bad, you're going to want to take it to Harbor Freight and get it replaced directly. But as far as the rest of the ergonomics, I mean, the handle right here isn't the best. I've already told you guys I prefer the Carlisle. It's a little bit bigger handle. Get your whole hand on it. But you can do what I've done. You can go get yourself another handle. If you like Snap-on, Mac, you name it, you could get your own handle and you can press fit it on however you like. And I may eventually do that to this one as well. But overall, the quality of these ratchets from Harbor Freight, especially these swivel heads, is actually much better than you would think. And I think they're actually a great buy, especially when you think about price, right? You're talking about for this larger one, it's $19 currently. For the 3/8, you're talking, I think, about $16, $17 for this one. And then $13, $14 for the 1/4 inch. Those are so cheap. And as you see here, I've had this thing for 2 decades, and it still works. I have not had to replace it. I mean, you can even hear the mechanism inside. I mean, it still works just fine, right? Overall, just great ratchets. Now, real quick, I want to get into the tooth count because the Carlisle had 100 teeth. I love the tooth count on that. But these ones have 72 teeth. That would be probably about as low as I would go on tooth count, but 72 tooth still feels great in your hand. You know, as you're ratcheting, 72 teeth doesn't mean you have to go far. So you're still very much able. Now back drag, it's a little bit more than some of the ratchets, some of those higher end ratchets. So I mean, get used to that. Let's see this one. Yeah, this one still has its similar back drag, so it hasn't really worn out over time, the back drag. But I mean, if you're looking for really low back drag, I wouldn't grab these. These don't have bad back drag though either. It's just a little bit of back drag. So as long as you're comfortable with that. And even better with the small one. This one actually isn't too bad on the 1/4 inch. As you get to the larger 1/2 inch, actually not bad either. So, weight-wise on the 3/8, because I feel like most of you guys are probably looking at this one. You're looking at 0.9 pounds, and it's 8 13/16 long. So 8 inches and 13/16. So definitely. I think for the money, and here's the kicker too, is Harbor Freight makes it just so easy for returns. So for whatever reason, if these start to fail or not work, they don't work to your standard, you are able to take them back and have them replaced with new ones off of the shelf. So Harbor Freight does a good job stocking these up as well. So I appreciate you guys reaching out. I think if you're looking to get in the market for a ratchet, either as a entry level, novice, and I would even say pro level, because I don't think you can use this for everything for pro, but there's a lot of you guys who will reach for this just because it's so easy to maneuver, right? You can take it over the top like a screwdriver and ratchet, or just bring it all the way around as you're trying to go around difficult objects, right? These are just so versatile. So I'd love to hear you guys' comments. Is this what you would call the best for bang for your buck? Or do you guys suggest another ratchet? Right? Bang for your buck plus ease of warranty. I'm saying there's not a better one out there. I'd love to hear you guys prove me wrong. But anyways, thanks for hanging in there. Please like, please subscribe, and we'll keep bringing content your guys' way. Talk to you soon.